So, for this video, we will talk about section 117, which is motion to quash. So, magbabasa muna tayo ng caudal ulit. So, Rule 117, motion to quash. Section 1, time to move to quash. At any time before entering his plea, the accused may move to quash the complaint or information. Section 2, form and contents. The motion to quash shall be in writing, signed by the accused or his counsel, and shall distinctly specify its factual and legal grounds. The court shall consider no ground other than those stated in the motion, except lack of jurisdiction over the offense charged. Section 3, grounds. The accused may move to quash the complaint or information on any of the following grounds, so very important. A, the facts charged do not constitute an offense. B, that the court trying the case has no jurisdiction over the offense charged. C, that the court trying the case has no jurisdiction over the person of the accused. D, that the officer who filed the information had no authority to do so. E, that it does not conform substantially to the prescribed form. F, that more than one offense is charged except when a single punishment for various offenses is prescribed by law. G, that the criminal action or liability has been extinguished. H, that it contains averments which, if true, would constitute a legal excuse or justification. And I, that the accused has been previously convicted or acquitted of the offense charged, or the case against him was dismissed or otherwise terminated without his express consent. Section 4, amendment of complaint or information. If the motion to quash is based on an alleged defect of the complaint or information, which can be cured by amendment, the court shall order that amendment be made. If it is based on the ground that the facts charged do not constitute the offense, the prosecution shall be given by the court an opportunity to correct the defect by amendment. The motion shall be granted if the prosecution fails to make the amendment, or the complaint or information still suffers from the same defect despite the amendment. Section 5, effect of sustaining the motion to quash. If the motion to quash is sustained, the court may order that another complaint or information be filed except as provided in Section 6 of this rule. If the order is made, the accused, if in custody, shall not be discharged unless admitted to bail. If no order is made, or if having been made, no new information is filed within the time specified in the order, or within such further time as the court may allow for good cause, the accused, if in custody, shall be discharged unless he is also in custody for another charge. Section 6, order sustaining the motion to quash not a bar to another prosecution. Exception. An order sustaining the motion to quash is not a bar to another prosecution for the same offense unless the motion was based on the grounds specified in Section 3G and I of this rule, which are G, that the criminal action or liability has been extinguished, and I, that the accused has been previously convicted or acquitted of the offense charged, or the case against him was dismissed or otherwise terminated without his express consent. Section 7, former conviction or acquittal, double jeopardy. When an accused has been convicted or acquitted, or the case against him dismissed or otherwise terminated without his express consent by a court of competent jurisdiction, upon a valid complaint or information or other formal charge sufficient in form and substance to sustain a conviction, and after the accused had pleaded to the charge, the conviction or acquittal of the accused or the dismissal of the case shall be a bar to another prosecution for the offense charged, or for any attempt to commit the same or frustration thereof, or for any offense which necessarily includes or is necessarily included in the offense charged in the former complaint or information. However, The conviction of the accused shall not be a bar to another prosecution for an offense which necessarily includes the offense charged in the former complaint or information under any of the following circumstances. A. That the graver offense developed due to the supervening facts arising from the same act or omission constituting the former charge. B. The facts constituting the graver charge became known or were discovered only after a plea was entered in the former complaint or information. Or C. The plea of guilty to the lesser offense was made without the consent of the prosecutor and the offended party except as provided in Section 1F of Rule 116. In any of the foregoing cases where the accused satisfies or serves in whole or in part the judgment, he shall be credited with the same in the event of conviction of the graver offense. Section 8. Provisional dismissal. A case shall not be provisionally dismissed except with the express consent of the accused and with notice to the offended party. The provisional dismissal of offenses punishable by imprisonment not exceeding 6 years or a fine of any amount or both shall become permanent 1 year after issuance of the order without the case having been revived. With respect to offenses punishable by imprisonment of more than 6 years, their provisional dismissal shall become permanent 2 years after issuance of the order without the case having been revived. Section 9. Failure to move, to quash, or to allege any ground therefor. The failure of the accused to assert any ground of a motion to quash before he pleads to the complaint or information, either because he did not file a motion to quash or failed to allege the same in said motion, shall be deemed a waiver of any objections except those based on the grounds provided for in paragraphs A, B, G, and I of Section 3 of this rule, which are: A is that the facts do not constitute an offense. B, that the court trying the case has no jurisdiction over the offense charged. G, that the criminal action or liability has been extinguished. And I, that the accused has been previously convicted or acquitted of the offense charged, or the case against him was dismissed or otherwise terminated without his express consent. So that's it for the CODAL, and then we will resume with the discussion after I take a break. Alright, so yung nasa bar syllabus is just grounds, double jeopardy, and ito, provisional dismissal. Section 3, 9, 7, and 8. Pero, discuss na natin lahat. Hindi yun lahat, basta pasadahan natin. Ano ba yung difference ng motion to quash sa demur to evidence? Lagi itong kino-compare sa law school. So, motion to quash filed before the accused enters his plea. So, before arraignment. So, na-discuss natin yung arraignment sa previous video. Demur to evidence naman filed after the prosecution has rested his case. So, after na, mag-present ng evidence sa trial ng prosecution. Kasi doon mo malalaman na, ay, kulang yung evidence mo, wala naman eh. So, wala. So, hindi ka pwedeng mag-demur prior kasi paano masasabing kulang, hindi pa nga eh. As to the merits of the case, sa motion to quash, it does not go into the merits of the case but is anchored on matters directly related to the question of guilt or innocence of the accused. So, usually complaint or information yung binabasehan. So, demur to evidence based upon the inadequacy of the evidence produced by the prosecution in support of the accusation. So, nag-trial na. As to the governing provision, motion to quash, Rule 117 of ROC, well, sa demur to evidence, Rule 119 of the ROC and AM number 15-06-10-SC. So, sa leave of court. Sa leave of court, Rule 117 does not require prior leave of court for the filing of a motion to quash. Pero sa demur to evidence, under Rule 119, may be filed with the accused either with or without leave of court. Tas may consequences yan, di ba? As to grounds, so, na-mention ko kanina yung ground. Sa demur naman, would necessarily be predicated upon matters outside of the complaint or information, such as the evidence or lack of it. As to the effect if granted, when granted, sa motion to quash, dismissal of the case. Pero pwede ka mag-file ng new case. Whereas sa demur to evidence, The grant of demurrer on the ground of insufficiency of evidence is, by jurisprudence, deemed an acquittal and could preclude the filing of another information on appeal by the prosecution para magda-double jeopardy na siya. Pero sa motion to quash, pwede ka pang mag-refile. As to the effect if denied, the usual course is for the motion to quash for the accused to proceed with trial, and in case of conviction to appeal therefrom and assign as error and the denial of the motion to quash. While sa demurrer, an accused who files a demurrer evidence with leave of court does not lose the right to present evidence in the event his motion is denied. On the other hand, if he files demurrer without leave of court, then he loses his right to present evidence, in which event the case will be deemed submitted for decision. So, yung grounds, isa-isahin natin yung grounds. But if yung facts that do not constitute, facts charged do not constitute an offense, if it is clear sa information na there's no offense, so it must be dropped immediately. Pero, nasabi nga dun sa CODAL, diba? The court shall give prosecution opportunity to amend, okay, to correct the defect by amendment. Kapag no jurisdiction naman, very essential yung venue. So, pag walang jurisdiction, kailangan i-dismiss. Same with jurisdiction over the person of the accused. Diba? Kasi dapat, in criminal jurisdiction, dapat may subject matter jurisdiction, territorial jurisdiction, and jurisdiction over the person. So, if the officer who filed information had no authority to do so, that is also a ground. So, sino ba yung may authority lang? Yung prosecutor. Diba? Peace officer, public officer. Sa COMELEC, ombudsman, deputized prosecutors, legal officers. So, a procedural infirmity regarding legal representation is only a defect which shouldn't result in quashing of an information. Also, the trial courts do not have the power to question information without a motion by the accused. Dapat may motion. Complaint or information does not conform substantially to the prescribed form. So, as a general rule, lack of substantial compliance renders the accusatory pleading nugatory. Exception is mere defects in matter of form may be cured by amendment. So, pag hindi ma-cure by amendment, then i-grant yung motion to quash. More than one offense charge, because as a general rule, a complaint or information must charge only one offense. But there are exceptions. When the law prescribes a single punishment for various offenses, complex and compound crimes, except where one offense is committed to conceal the other, an offense incidental to the gravamen of the offense charged, a specific crime set forth in various counts, each of which may constitute a distinct offense. If the accused fails to object, the court may convict as many as are charged and proved and impose on him penalty for each. So, parang believe niya, kaya kailangan may mag-erase na yung motion. Criminal action or liability has been extinguished malamang. So, when ba extinguished? So, panorin niyo yung crime videos ko, diba? Death of the accused. Yan, malamang. Pag na-serve na yung sentence. Amnesty, absolute pardon, prescription of the crime, prescription of the penalty. Ganyan. Contains affirmance that if true would constitute a legal excuse or justification. So, justifying circumstances, of course. Exempting circumstances and other absolutory cases. Accused has been previously convicted or acquitted. Ito double jeopardy to. Double jeopardy. To discuss natin double jeopardy later. And dismissal without express consent only to dismissal or termination of the case. If the consent is not expressed, dismissal will be regarded as final. Dismissal of a criminal case resulting in acquittal made with express consent of the accused or upon his own motion will not place the accused in double jeopardy, except the following cases: insufficiency of prosecution's evidence and denial of the right to speedy trial. Okay, when dismissal constitutes acquittal upon demurrer to evidence and due to violation of right to speedy trial. So, pag dismissal does not decide the case on the merits, kasi nga, may mga infirmities na hindi pwedeng i-fix sa same case. So, kailangan i-dismiss. Pwede ka mag-refile, maaaring hindi. With or without prejudice. Acquittal naman always based on the merits because the defendant's guilt was not proven beyond reasonable doubt. So, sa dismissal, pwedeng may double jeopardy, pwedeng wala. Pero pag acquittal, talagang double jeopardy na yan kapag nirefile mo. So, ano ba yung double jeopardy? Presupposes that a first jeopardy has already attached prior to the second and that the first has been terminated because he has already been convicted, acquitted, or the case against him terminated or dismissed without his express consent. So, if you've been watching my videos, I have discussed double jeopardy several times in this playlist, in the crime playlist, in the poly playlist. The right against double jeopardy prohibits the prosecution for a crime of which he has been previously convicted or acquitted. So again, yung double jeopardy is bawal mo kasing iharas yung tao over the same act, diba? It's also a constitutional right. So requisites to successfully invoke double jeopardy, again, may first jeopardy. Tapos, na-terminate na yung first jeopardy. Tapos, yung second jeopardy must be for the same offense or necessarily includes or is necessarily included in the first. So, paano ba mag-attach yung first jeopardy? May valid indictment. And yung valid indictment was made before a competent court. There was arraignment. Very important. Kasi before arraignment, pwede pa yan eh. And there was a valid plea. Kasi syempre pag arraignment, di ba, mag-make ka ng plea mo, yung accused. So, na-discuss natin arraignment previous video. And that the accused has been convicted or acquitted or the case was dismissed or validly terminated without his express consent. So, yung effect ng acquittal of the accused, of course, dismissal shall bar another prosecution for the offense charged for any attempt to commit the same or frustration thereof, or for any offense which necessarily includes or is necessarily included in the offense charged in the former complaint or information. Double jeopardy does not apply in administrative cases. Dismissal of criminal case does not result in the dismissal of administrative case kasi may difference in sa remedies. When the same criminal act gives rise to two or more separate and distinct offenses for preliminary investigation because it's merely inquisitorial, executive in character, meaning hindi pa siya trial, so wala pang double jeopardy kapag na-PI ka. When the first offense was committed under the revised penal code and the second under the special penal law, so pwede yan, same act but different statutes. Pili ka lang actually dapat eh. But depende. When two offenses are punished by two separate penal laws, the mere filing of two information charging the same offense when there is not yet a conviction, acquittal, or termination without consent of any of the two cases. Depende yan kung yung sa SPL at RPC. Depende yan. Sometimes kailangan mo lang pumili ng isa or sometimes pwedeng kumagat yung dalawa. Basta, the thing is, huwag mo siyang i-charge sa same exact thing na ginawa niya unless na lang may pinagkaiba. So, as a general rule, there is identity between two offenses, not only when the second offense is exactly the same as the first, but also when the second offense is an attempt or a frustration. So, ano lang, same offense but different stage or necessarily included siya. So, pagka, for example, law and pag magkaibang laws, meron pa rin sometimes double jeopardy eh. Kapag ka, for example, law tapos yung isa ordinance, there can still be double jeopardy. So, pag naano mo na siya sa ordinance tapos hindi mo na siya maano sa law. So, the exception dun sa general rule na same offense or just a stage thereof or included or necessary included, walang double jeopardy if the graver offense developed due to supervening facts arising from the same act or omission constituting the former charge, or the facts constituting the graver charge became known or were discoverable only after plea was already entered, after na arraignment. And the facts constituting the graver charge became known or were discovered only after plea was entered in former complaint or information, or the plea of guilty of the lesser offense was made without the consent of the prosecutor sa offended party. Kasi kailangan ng consent nila, diba? So, provisional dismissal, this is the last topic. Provisional dismissal is dismissal without prejudice to it being refiled or revived. So, cases are provisionally dismissed where there has already been where there has already been an arraignment and the accused consented to provisional dismissal. So, may consent. Double jeopardy na pag walang express consent ni accused, pero pag may consent ni accused, then provisional dismissal. So, kailangan yung consent ni accused dito and may notice since offended party. So, time bar rule. Dismissal becomes permanent 1 year after the issuance of the order without the case having been revived for offenses punishable by imprisonment not exceeding 6 years or fine of any amount or both. 2 years after the issuance of the order without the case having been revived for offenses punishable by imprisonment of more than 6 years. So, kailangan may time limit. If wala, magiging final na yung dismissal. So, exception to the periods, the state may revive beyond the periods provided there is justifiable necessity for the delay. So, yung motion mo dyan is motion for permanent dismissal kapag ano na yung time bar rule. Kasi may right ka to speedy trial eh. Requirement of PI upon revival of case. As a general rule, hindi kailangan. Unless na lang the original witnesses have recanted their testimonials or have died, or if the accused is charged under a new criminal complaint for the same offense, or if the original charge is upgraded, or if the criminal liability is upgraded from accessory to principal. So, procedure for revival of provisionally dismissed case says, requisites periods provided in Section 8 of Rule 117. So, yun yung 1 year, 2 years. So, yun lang for the discussion for motion to quash. Ang next part of the video would be bar questions. So, bar cues. Give 2 grounds to question information. Dami-dami nun. Balikan nyo na lang yung video. Okay. Dalawa lang naman yung kailangan. Sobrang dami niyan. If the information is not accompanied by a certification that the PI has been conducted, is the information void? Hindi, kasi diba pwede nga i-waive yan eh. So, no, it's not an indispensable part of the information. Criminal information is filed in court charging. Diba? Meron nga ding hindi nagre-require ng PI yung 4 years, 2 months, 1 day. Yung hindi aabot ng 4 years, 2 months, 1 day na prescribed penalty. A criminal information is filed in court charging Anselmo with homicide. Anselmo files a motion to quash information on the ground that there was no PI conducted. Will the motion be granted? Hindi. Wala yan sa grounds. So, no motion will not be granted, not a ground. Okay. In information filed before the RTC, Mr. C was charged with carnapping for supposedly taking the motorcycle of Mr. O and joyriding with it around the city. When Mr. C was arraigned, he entered a plea of not guilty to the charge. After the prosecution rested its case, Mr. C proceeded to file demurrer. Pwede. Demurrer was denied. Okay, pwede naman i-deny. Pero tama naman na pwede siyang mag-ask for demurrer. Would Mr. C be allowed to present evidence in his defense after denial of demurrer? Depende kung may leave of court or wala. Pero kung walang leave of court, then bawal na siyang mag-present ng evidence. Check natin yung answer. No, accused can no longer present demurrer with leave of court. Okay. In the absence of showing niya. Kasi kailangan with leave of court para kung kahit pa-deny pa rin present ang evidence. Assuming that the demurrer was granted by the RTC in the prosecution's motion for reconsideration thereto is denied, what is the prosecution's further procedural recourse? Wala na. Pag demurrer kasi acquittal na yan eh. So, the answer is, the prosecution has no more further remedy. Kakadiscuss ko lang yan kanina, diba? Pag kayo. Juancho entered the plea of guilty when he was arraigned under information for homicide. To determine the penalty to be imposed, the trial court allowed Juancho to present evidence proving any mitigating circumstance in his favor. Juancho was able to establish complete self-defense. Convinced by the evidence adduced by Juancho, the trial court rendered a verdict of acquittal. Bakit? Ba't acquittal agad? Kasi kapag self-defense, babaliktad lang yan eh. Yung course ng trial, tapos pwede, hindi porket siya ng self-defense, acquittal. May the prosecution assay the acquittal without infringing the constitutional guarantee against double jeopardy in favor of Juancho. Explain your answer. Double jeopardy. Hindi, syempre pwede, di ba? Kasi hindi pwedeng, ba't acquittal agad? Diba? Tingnan natin yung sagot. So yes, the prosecution may assail the acquittal without infringing upon constitutional guarantee against double jeopardy. So, discussing dito yung requirements ng double jeopardy here. Juancho's plea of guilty was deemed withdrawn when he presented exculpatory evidence. Hence, his plea of guilty was deemed withdrawn and the plea of guilty should have been entered for him, which, however, was not done. Since there was no standing plea, a first jeopardy did not attach, and medyo iba yung reasoning. Ito yung tamang reasoning. Okay. So, yung issue dito is kung may double jeopardy ba, so discuss mo yung double jeopardy, and then yung plea. So, magiging guilty na yung plea. Kasi nga, di ba, self-defense. Ginawa ko, pero meron akong reason na valid na mag-justify sa akin. Information against Roger Alindogan for the crimes, again, ground yan sa motion to quash. Ilala nyo. Kapag may justifying exempting circumstances or absolutory causes. Information against Roger Alindogan for the crimes of acts of lasciviousness, averse. Tika muna tinugas na haba. What ground or grounds can you raise in moving for quashal of information? So, kailangan mo talagang basaan isa-isa to, tapos hanapan mo ng grounds. So, on 10 o'clock daw, design, detendant unlawfully commit sexual abuse on his daughter, minor, raping her or committing acts of lasciviousness. Ano ba talaga? Wala po ng information to. But magkaiba yung rape sa acts of lasciviousness. So be sure, hindi or. Bawal yung or. Diba? So para sa akin yung ground dito is yung facts do not constitute an offense. Kasi sabi niya dito, either by raping or committing acts of lasciviousness. Dude, you gotta be sure. Totally different yung elements sa acts of lasciviousness sa rape and even the nature. Acts of lasciviousness is a private crime. Can be pardoned, can be forgivable. Rape now is a public crime. Pagkaiba talaga. You gotta be sure, hindi pa rin either. Ano pa? Yun lang maisip ko eh. Yung facts charged don't constitute an offense. So the answer is the accused may move to quash information based on any following grounds. Facts charged don't constitute an offense. Yes, we got that right. Pero may iba pa. It does not conform substantially to prescribed form. Yeah, okay, pwede. That more than one offense is charged except when a single punishment for various offenses is prescribed by law. Yeah, tama. Hindi ko kasi memorize din yung grounds. Mas okay, memorize mo para alam mo kung ano yung ma-apply mo agad na grounds. Memorize natin yan later or next time. Paz was awakened by a commotion coming from a condo unit next to her. Ulit to na-discuss ko na last video yung Oasis yung nag-rape ng, same. Pero iba siguro yung question. Move to quash separate for violation by invoking the single larceny rule for separate information. So, VAUSI kasi child abuse law yung inano sa kanya. So, ang question is, bata yung na-rape niya eh. VAUSI, child abuse, pwede bang i-file? Pwede bang maging charge against him? Para sa akin pwede, kasi dalawang special law to. And, kahit same act siya, again yung sinabi ko kanina, kahit same act siya, may iba kasi na provisions dyan, na sections dyan na yung reason ng charge. So, ito, basahin lang natin yung sagot. No, the court should not grant the motion to quash because single larceny rule does not find application where charges involve violations of RA 9262 and RA 7610, considering that each criminal act is based on a different criminal impulse and intent. Yun yung magandang term doon. Different criminal impulse and intent. Bawal siya kapag kahit magkaibang batas, pero same yung criminal impulse and intent. Pili ka lang ng isa. Pero pag magkaiba yung criminal impulse and intent, pwedeng dalawa. Yun yung ibig kong sabihin kanina pa na hindi ko ma-explain. So, McJolly. Okay, reckless imprudence to. Ivler. Diba? Dapat, i-ano mo to eh. Dun sa physical injuries, tapos damage to property, homicide, dapat isa lang yan kasi isa lang. Kasi kapag Ivler talaga to eh. Iba yung facts, pero Ivler case talaga siya. Ang daming ganyan. Sa law school, tinadtad na kami ng iba't ibang version ng Ivler case. So, sa Ivler kasi, pag-usapan na natin si Ivler. I think na-discuss ko na rin ito sa crime videos. Bale, reckless imprudence, assaulting to, ganito lang. So, na-charge siya sa gano'n. Tapos, finalan siya ng reckless imprudence 2. Iba naman yung result kasi diba pwede yun. Nakalimutan ko eh kung homicide, damage to property, physical injuries, kung ano exactly. So, parang may namatay tapos may damage to property pero hindi pinag-isa. So, na-acquit na siya dun sa isa. Bawal na siya i-filean dahil yung reckless imprudence regarding the result, isa lang yon, isang criminal impulse and intent lang yon. So, compare nyo dun sa previous problem, yung VAUSI child abuse law, magkaiba yung criminal impulse and intent. So, same act, pwedeng dalawa. Pero like for example sa reckless imprudent, same act, hindi mo pwedeng i-split, diba? Or i-file ng dalawang beses kasi double jeopardy na yan. So, kasalanan ng prosecutor, dapat inanon niya na agad. Sinagad niya na agad dun sa una. Okay. Ano pa? Yeah. Ganun-ganun lang din naman. Basta alam yung grounds goods na yan. Kung naiisa-isahin. Ano pa yung mga hindi na-discuss? Jurisdiction, syempre malamang. Pag walang jurisdiction, pwedeng motion to quash. Provisional dismissal. Yan. Ito. In the prosecution for robbery against D, the prosecutor moved for the postponement of the first scheduled hearing on the ground that he had lost records of the case. The court granted motion, but when the new date of trial arrived, the prosecutor alleging he could not locate his witnesses. So, move for dismissal of the case. D's counsel does not object. May the court grant the motion of the prosecutor and why? No, because a case cannot be provisionally dismissed except upon the express consent of the accused and with notice to the offended party. Yeah. Hindi pwede si prosecutor lang. Pag may consent ni accused, ibig sabihin nun, pwede pang mag-refile. Pero pag walang consent ni accused, bawal nang i-refile. So, yung maganda ditong gawin kapag wala talagang witness, kung ako yung defense hindi mo mahanap yung records mo, hindi mo mahanap yung witness mo. Ngayon, gusto mong ipa-dismiss, provisional dismissal. Ako yung defense, di ako papayag ng provisional dismissal. Bakit? Kasi ibig sabihin, pwede mong i-refile. May 1 year ka or 2 years as the case may be, di ba? 1 year time bar rule. 1 year kapag less than 6 years. Yung imposable penalty, 2 years kapag more than 6 years yung penalty, 6 years and up. So, bibigyan kita ng oras para hanapin mo yung records mo, yung witness mo, or makahanap ka ng bago. Filean mo ko ulit, most likely matatalo ako or yung client ko, 'di ba? Wag na. So, yung gawin natin, i-push mo yan, since simulan mo yung kasong to, tapos, kung hindi enough yung evidence mo, magpa-file kami ng demurrer to evidence after mo mag-present ng case mo. So, after mag-present ni prosecutor ng case niya, and wala nga siyang witness, wala nga siyang record, pwede mo pa demurrer, acquittal yun. So, yun yung gusto nating mangyari, di ba? So, hindi ako papayag kung in defense. So, I guess yon na yon. Dami pa niyang version, pero kaya na natin yan. Yung importante lang, prayer. Na wag nating makalimutan yung inaral natin or wag tayong kabahan sa exam. Okay, so happy aral and God bless to all of us.